What up, YouTube Lakes, coming back at you with another Starcraft 2 cast. On the bottom right-hand side of the map, we have our red Terran player MLIR, and on the top left-hand side of the map, we have our blue Zerg player Havoc. Now, you may recognize MLIR. He did send me a Starcraft 2 cast maybe about a week ago that I posted, and it was a very cool game, so I don't want to give anything away, but based on the subject line of my email, this is going to be a very fun and interesting game to watch, so I'm excited to see what MLIR has in store for us today. This is a Diamond versus Diamond level game. Zerg being our Diamond level player, MLIR, as per the loading screen, is unranked, but based on the matchmaking system of StarCraft 2, I do expect that MLIR is also a Diamond level player. This does look like it is going to be a hatchery first for our blue Zerg player here. Nothing cheesy coming from him. We do not even have a spawning pool just yet. On the Terran side of things, we do have this supply depot in preparation for making the wall to the natural here. And it does look like this is going to be a command center first from MLIR as well. So no cheesiness coming from either player for the time being, but we are only a minute into this game, so we can't rule out anything just yet. We do have the barracks here coming in to help wall in this natural right here for our red Terran player. And did I see a second barracks? I feel like that's an early second barracks here. So maybe there is going to be some cheesiness. Maybe I spoke too soon, which tends to be a thing for me. And a third barracks. Okay, so we may see some early pressure here. We do not see any gas coming from MLIR, so this is going to be, it has to be Marines. 3 Reapers would not be a bad call either early in the game, but they're an impossibility right now. It's going to be early Marines from MLIR. This is interesting here. The spawning pool is finished. We will see speed being researched at some point, but we already have the wall to the natural here. So MLIR in a pretty safe spot for the time being. And we do see it's going to be Marines coming out from these barracks here. This third barracks is almost done. We have a fourth barracks on the way and a fifth barracks on the way. This is going to be pure Marines, it looks like. Still no gas coming from the Terran player, and we do have the third hatchery here coming from Havoc. He's going for the pure macro play. Oh no. He has not scouted this. If Havoc were to come down here and see what's happening, he would be able to throw down a Baneley nest and try to shut this down. But right now, he is completely in the dark, happily macroing up, as any Zerg player should, but does not know that this is going to be a pure Marine play. We have more barracks on the way. This is insanity. These queens doing a good job, throwing down some creep spread. We do have a decent amount of queens as well. 3 queens will be able to heal each other against Marines. It really depends when MLIR decides to push out. Right now, we only have a handful of Marines. Queens and some Zerglings would be able to take care of this, but we have a lot more Marines coming. This is going to be very wild. I honestly don't even know what to say. These poor Zerglings have no idea what they're about to witness. They're going to see an army of Marines coming to invade their home. These queens in probably a pretty good position, and they don't even realize it yet. I feel like MLIR will either run across into the natural here, which would give the queen some time to react. There's a lot of creep for these Marines to run through. Or if they come up here, they will be able to say hi to these queens right here and have to fight them head on. So, decent position by Havoc. I'm curious which way these Marines are going to go. It looks like they are going for the third base position. These Zerglings saw way too many Marines, ran right back to the queens to get some support here. These Marines dancing around, going through the queens, will take all 3 out. and the straggling Zerglings here. A good amount of these Marines survive. They may be able to take out this hatchery. There is a bit of a slow response here from Havoc. We do see the Baneling nest, though. I just don't think they're going to come support this in time right now. This hatchery is going to go down, it looks like. We do have the Banelings on the way for Havoc. They will be able to take out the rest of these Marines here, but we have a good supply of reinforcements coming to say hi to their friends. This is a lot of Marines all of the sudden. More coming in from the middle of the map here. Decent amount of Banelings, though. They may be able to take out this army. These are unupgraded, no stim, no nothing Marines, not even medevacs to help them out here. Getting cornered and ultimately cleaned up, and it does look like Havoc is going to go immediately throw some pressure towards MLIR here, and I gotta give it to MLIR. Still no gas. He is committing to this play right here. We do have the wall that will be able to keep him safe for the time being, but this may be a Baneling bust right now. This barracks coming down to help support this wall right here. Is it going to land in time? It looks like it will, with the supply depot coming to reinforce this wall and creating a choke point for these Zerglings to get stuck in, giving these Marines the time of their lives, cleaning up all of these enemy Zerg units. That was great positioning right here. I feel like this is deceptively good, creating a choke point and reducing the surface area that the Banelings can explode on. I feel like this was intentional. I think MLIR knows exactly what he's doing with this wall here. That was a very good hold by MLIR. I gotta give it to him. This poor Overlord having to witness more Marines coming to its home. The scan will reveal this, but it does survive. MLIR, eyes on the prize, going for this hatchery for the second time, and there's no response from our Zerg player. We do have some Banelings here, but it looks like he's trying to stockpile some army here before he goes and tries to engage this army right now. I'll be honest, I'm a bit speechless. I don't think I've ever seen a gasless play, at least not for the last 10 years. Maybe once when I was a kid playing in the ladder, but not like this. I've never witnessed a pure Marine play before. Gasless Marine play. They are still unupgraded. We do have a lot of Queens here. I think they will be able to clean this up. That was a big engagement just now by the Banelings, and these Queens are able to clean up the straggling Marines here. We do have so much constant pressure, though, from these Marines. MLIR running around to the other side. Will be able to snipe this Overlord, and we have another handful of Marines coming to support their friends here. This Queen in position to witness what will be another massacre of Banelings and Marines. I really don't know who's ahead right now. I feel like they're almost in stalemate. We do have what is on paper the counter to Marines, but unfortunately, once Banelings deploy, once they explode, that's it. They only deal damage once. And I feel like this is putting Havoc in a position where he just has to keep resupplying his army here, because the Banelings just, by nature, by how they operate, do explode, and then they're gone. And these Marines, very weak to the Banelings, but after the Banelings cancel out the Marines, both players are just left to re-macro. This hatchery coming down again for the third time. This is putting MLIR ahead in bases right now. We do have the fourth base down for our Terran player. These Banelings coming down to engage with this Marine army again. These are still 0-0 Marines, and not that I have to point it out, but still a gasless play from our Terran player here. Man, I don't even know what to say. I'm pretty speechless. I said it before, but I am a speechless caster right now, man. This is crazy. These Marines coming to engage this army here, immediately denying that spine crawler. Will be able to take out and deny quite a few of these banelings here, and this gives them the upper hand. But at the same time, we have a lot more banelings, and they do finish. They are just so good against Marines, but unfortunately, we have such a steady supply. They're like ants on the mini-map here, just a constant supply of Marines running to their death here. But at this point, MLIR is adopting powers in numbers here. Power in numbers, excuse me. This is insane. We have so many Marines just running up to the Zerg side of the base here. I don't know if he's being cost effective. Taking a look at the units lost, it's 200 to 200 units lost. Very, very close in resources lost as well. 18 Marines in production, now 15 Marines in production. This is just non-stop. We have 78 workers to 50 workers in favor of the Terran player here. They will be able to snipe the spine crawler. Not quite getting the surround immediately, but ultimately cleaning up a lot of these Marines. These Zerglings are just so fast, and we have Banelings coming in behind this to take care of the rest of the Marines, forcing them to run away. But as we're observing right now, even though it does look like big and good engagements for the Zerg player, losing all those Banelings means he has to re-up his army before he can really do any sort of counter maneuvers here. And we have so many more barracks coming down for the Terran player. This is so crazy. Look at this. I don't even want to count them, but that's let's just say that's enough. Let's just say that's enough barracks from our red Terran player here. Able to virtually re-up this army instantly, and we have more. We have the gold base being taken by MLIR as well. He is going to be in such an economical advantage against our Zerg player here. Not the best shots on these Banelings. These Marines will be able to survive and potentially snipe this hatchery for, I think, the third time. That is a much stronger engagement by Havoc here. So many Marines, man. I think this hatchery's in danger. We do have more Banelings being morphed in. I would like to see some diversity in units from Havoc, although these are technically the counter to Marine. He needs something else. Maybe, I don't want to say Broodlords, but something that maybe produces free units. Just because these Banelings are not the most cost-effective answer to pure Marine right now. Swarm Host may be a good choice as well. Just something he can, you know, he could throw down the Locusts and run away and let them take care of the Marines. Maybe Lurkers as well to do splash damage on top of the Banelings here, but it is just a steady stream of destruction and death from both players. Taking a look at the units lost tab, now we have 400 units lost for our Terran player, 386 for our Zerg player. There is a slight advantage in units lost for Zerg, but looking at the army supply here, it's double army supply. Lol, why? Havoc, I am also wondering why. If you ever come across this cast, if it is of any comfort, I too am wondering why, because I have no idea what's happening here. These Marines just non-stop thorn in the side of the Zerg player. It seems at this point he may be trying to outlast his opponent. He has so many bases. It looks like, if I'm looking at the mini-map here correctly, he lifted off his base and put his main in the 6th base location here. So he's technically mining off of what looks to be 5 bases. His third hatchery still alive. We do have this hatchery, this fourth hatchery here, but it is not mining anything. These Marines pushing through, destroying the Queen and the Spine Crawler, and it looks like this third hatchery is in danger. We do have Hydralisks now on the map, but this does not look to be enough. This is a whole wall of Marines. I would also be running away. These Banelings may be able to get a very big engagement here. That is so many Marines lost right now. Oh my god. Looking at this, looking at the units lost tab, almost 500 units lost by our Terran player. This is absolute insanity right now. I just don't think these Hydralisks stand a chance. There are just too many Marines, and looking at the mini-map, just like ants, we have so many more coming in a straight line. They are rallied to the Zerg side of the base here, able to chase away these Hydralisks, going into the natural base of the Zerg player. This is never a position you want to be in. They may be able to snipe this Hydralisk den before that range research is done for those Hydralisks, and in fact are these actually 0-0 no combat shield, no stim Marines? My god. Leaving the game with a little bit of salt. Not that I can blame him. What a wild game. Completely unupgraded Marines, no stim, no combat shields, no nothing. No gas that entire game from MLIR. Man, I gotta email this guy. I don't even know. It's almost like he gave himself a challenge just to see if he could do it. Wow. Well, if you like what you saw, please consider shooting me a like and subscribe. And if you want me to cast some of your games, my email will be in the description below. And that's it from me today. I have some questions from MLIR. Man. Well, you guys, I'll see you on the next one. I have to take a break. This was too much. Anyway, hope you all have a good night. I'll catch you all on the next one.